Hello again, year 2. Right, so we have got our second day of our maths for this week. So yesterday you were practicing your number bonds to 10 and then using them to find number bonds to 100. And then I know some of you also went on to do number bonds to different numbers, to 5, to 7, to 9, to 2, and to use them for multiples of 10 as well. But today we're going to find number bonds to 100 from any number. So yesterday we were just looking at multiples of 10, so numbers that have 0 at the end. They're just tens, they're made up of just tens. Today we're going to look at number bonds to 100 that might have some ones in them as well. And we'll see how that affects the missing number. But just remind us about our number bonds to 10 because they are going to be incredibly important today. We're going to need them for every single calculation. Let's have a quick practice. So if I'm going from a number bond to 10, I've got 7. What's missing? This is where I'm going to get you to try and shout it out or to say it, to whisper it to yourself, okay? But I'd like you to say it out loud. 7 plus 3. And that means, think of what we did yesterday. If 7 plus 3 give you 10, what gives you 170 plus 30? Do you remember? Okay, let's carry on. So, number bonds to 10, 4 plus 6. So if we were going to use those to make number bonds to 100, we would have 40 plus 60. So just instead of having 4 ones and 6 ones, making 10 ones, we've got 4 tens plus 6 tens, giving us 10 tens, which is 100. Okay, let's do a couple more. Okay, number bonds to 10. 1 plus 9. So what about, instead of 1 1 and 9 ones, what if there were tens instead? They would then be 10 plus 90. Well done. Next one. 5 ones plus 5 ones gives us 10. But if there were tens, so if it was 50, 5 tens, we would have to add another 50. And actually, we're going to stop there. Okay, now have a little look at this. This is where we're going to start looking at numbers that have ones in them as well and see how that changes things. So you've got 100 square here. This is just to remind us that we're talking about tens. We're talking about tens, but sometimes, or each time, we're going to have some ones as well. So this number, we've got 10, 20, 30. We can see 3 complete tens. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our number is 37. Now, what are we going to do here? We need to still get to 100. Now, we know that 30 plus 70 gives us 100. But we've got this 7 now as well. So actually, what we have to do, first of all, is we have to work out, well, how many ones do we need to get us to the next 10? Well, we shouldn't need to count it because we can just use a number pairs of 10 again. So look, I've got this 7. What goes with the 7 ones? These 7 ones. What goes with those 7 ones to make a 10? 3. Now, what tens number do we need? So if we've just added those 3 on, we now have how much in total? We have 40. So now we have 40, 4 tens. What goes with the 4 tens to make 10 tens to make 100? 4 plus 6. You notice here we've got 1 less 10. That's because the ones numbers, the ones digits, the 7 and the 3 give us a 10. Okay, so when we've got 2-digit numbers that have ones, we have to remember that those ones go together to give us an extra 10, and then we have to add the other 10s in. Don't worry if it's confusing you at the moment. We'll have lots of practice together. Okay, let's have a look at this number. So, how much have we got here? Do you want to count it first? What did you get? 43. Okay, so 43. And again, we want to find out how much we need to add to get to 100. Okay. Now we know that 40 and 60 give us 100. But if I add 60 onto here, so if I add another 60, 6 tens, I'd have 10 tens and some ones. Okay, so if I added a 60 onto this, I'd end up with another 10, another 6 tens, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you pretend each of those is a 10 for me, please? So 40 plus 60, but if I add those 6 tens on, I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tens and some ones and a 3. So I know I have 103. That's too many. So what I have to do is I have to think about these ones. Now I've got these ones, I've got 3 here, okay? What would I have to add to 3 to make up the rest of that 10? 3 plus what gives you 10? 3 plus 7. Okay, so the 3 and the 7 give us a 10. So we've got a 10 here. Now we already have 4 tens, so 4 tens plus our extra 10 gives us 5 tens. And how are we going to get from 5 tens, 50 to 100? 5 plus 5. Let's check it all. So we've got 3 plus 7 gives us a 10, 1 10. We have another 4 tens, that gives us 5, and another 5 tens, that gives us 10 in total. So the answer is 57. Let's do another one together. This time I'm just going to draw it. Okay, so what have I got here? I've got 31. I'm going to say sorry for my numbers on here. It's quite hard to draw on the smartboard. And we need to make it up to 100. Now what I'm going to ask you to do today is I'm actually going to ask you to draw the deans. Okay, because it's really important that you understand what you're doing and what these numbers, these digits mean. So, but we're going to try really hard not to use our fingers, okay? We're going to try really, really hard to use our pairs of 10. So we've got 31. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to finish this 10. We're going to find the number bond that goes with 1 to finish this 10, to make this 10 up. So 1 plus what makes 10? Right, we would need another 9. So in your work today, you would then be drawing, I'm going to just, oops, a bit easy, sorry. I'm going to draw it in a different colour. So I would then draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can see I've got a 10 now. If I put all those 10 together really closely, it would make me my 10. Okay, so now I've got 10. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40. I've got 40 now. So how am I going to get from 40 to 100? How do I get from 4 to 10? I have to add 6. So let's just check. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Let's check our number of tens. How many tens should we have in 100? 10. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then our ones gives us our 10th one. So we've got 69. Okay, let's do another couple together. You might want to start thinking about it ahead of me. So work out what number we're starting with. What number have we got? 15. Fantastic. Now you start to think about what I would have to add to those ones to make up the 10. I'm cringing because I can see the way my digits are coming out. Sorry, it's very hard to use a mouse. Okay, so we've got a 5 here. How many more did you think we would need? We need another 5, don't we? 5 plus 5 gives you 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so we now have another 5. Okay, what's that given us? It's given us 1 10 and another 10. 2 tens. It's given us 2 tens. So what have I got to add to 2 tens to get me to 10 tens? 20 plus what? If you're not sure and you're finding it really tricky, then just work it out and count in tens as you go. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And for those of you who worked it out mentally, how many 10s do you think we drew? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 8 10s plus another one, 9. And then our 1s give us our 10th 10. Let's do another one. What number are we starting with? 82. Okay, now the chances are you can probably go ahead of me now. Start to work it out. For those of you who are finding remembering your pairs of 10 quite difficult, I have got them here in the corner for you. So what have I got to add to these two? These two are on their own. We have to have 10 10s. We've got to have 100. So what have I got to add to 2? 2 plus what gives you 10? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 plus 8. Okay, so now I've got 8 10s plus another one, 9 10s. So how am I going to get from 9 10s to 10 10s to 100? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Just one more. 100. Okay. And for some of you, you might need to count the 10s each time. That's absolutely fine if that's where you are. Some of you might be able to do it mentally. Okay. Okay. So what you are doing today, you have got 6. Yeah. 6. So actually, I'm going to do the first one with you. So you're going to have 5 to do on your own, 5 calculations where I have drawn the deans for you, and I want you to draw the deans on the other side. Okay, and you can put the digit and the number in digits underneath. That's absolutely fine. But I want you to show me that you understand the 10s and the 1s. So the first one, if you've got your home learning book, just draw it out in your home learning book. You can do it in Teams. I'll show you that in a second. So I've got what number here? 21. So I'm actually going to write 21 under here. Okay, I'm going to carry on my calculation underneath. Oops. Okay, so what goes with 1? 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 1 gives me my extra 10. So I've got 1. Sorry, I've got 9 and 1. So my 9 and my 1 gives me my 10. So now I've got 10, 20, 30 altogether. I've got 3 10s, 30. How am I going to get to 100? 3 plus what gives you 10? 30 plus what gives you 100? Look over here if you're not sure. I've got 3 10s, so I now need 7 10s. 10, 20, sorry, these are not quite the right length. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now I'm going to check it. We taught last week, no, a couple of weeks ago, but always just checking and seeing it that it looks right. So I've got 7 10s, 8, 9 10s, and then my 10th 10 comes from my 1s. That looks right. Okay, so what I would like you to do now is you can either draw this in your home learning book. If you are on Teams or you have got a sheet in front of you, then it will look like this. If you're in Teams, you can click in the middle of the box and put the answer in. If you are doing this in Teams, I'm going to suggest you get a scrap piece of paper and actually draw out the deans. So draw it on your scrap piece of paper and then put the answer in digits in there. Okay, but I would actually suggest that your home learning book is a really good one to do today. Now, if you are really whizzy at this, and even though this is new learning or pretty new learning for you, you've only just done a little bit of this in school, Mrs. Sutton and Miss Price said, but you actually find this okay and you're quite whizzy at it, then there are some further calculations underneath, but they're not pairs to 100, they're trios to 100, 3 numbers to 100, and you've got to look at still adding the 10s, but watching out for those 1s as well. Okay, hope you get on well today. Bye.